Why do we need a framework for information architecture projects? In a world of uncertainty, it's more important than ever for people to communicate meaningfully. We've been telling ourselves stories about the power of language for thousands of years. Language is the most powerful tool humans possess. And yet it was just over 70 years ago, with the work of Claude Shannon and the invention of the transistor, that we learned to use mathematics and physics to dissolve information into bits and bytes, to take language and digitize it. This was the birth of information science, but it was information divorced of meaning, disembodied bits and bytes, masterfully distributed throughout the world. And so, we find ourselves today connected to each other 24/7, anytime, anyplace, anywhere, anyone, practically drowning in information. And while the mastery of science and physics has brought us thus far, they actually get in the way as we try to reconstruct the meaning that was dissolved into the bits and bytes to get us to this point. So who's responsible for how to construct meaning out of all that information? It's mostly data, if we're honest. Who will help us build that information into useful constructs to provide the knowledge that we so desperately need to act and the meaning we so desperately hunger for? This is the call of information architects. We bring a recognition that humans are not computers with a body able to reconstruct an encoded signal like a microphone and a speaker combination. Rather, we're complex beings. Our brains evolved over millions of years to function in time and space, making sense of the world through placemaking and by constructing systems of language. We label and categorize around us as surely as we breathe. We're all information architects. We construct systems of language to communicate and bring order to the world. A letter, a book, a spreadsheet, all of them have an information architecture that the recipient has come to understand as they navigate the structure that's given to them. In fact, we're so good at it that we naturally evolve language over time to accommodate the changes we encounter. It takes no time for a group to fall into the familiar pitter-patter of insider speak. And so our mastery over physics has enabled us to multiply our communication by many, many orders of magnitude. The need to understand how to tap into that leverage, the power of language in all its form, is growing. And so there's never been a better time to be able to have the skill and have a framework for helping organizations make the complex clear as they employ their digital places.